Go, 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 contact!
Hey everybody, this is Danny with Legendary Muscle, and today I'm here with Johnathan and his 2008 Humvee. Thanks for being on the show.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you much.
No problem, man. In case you guys didn't see it, which I'm pretty sure you did see, we did a little skit, and that was recorded right here in Johnathan's airsoft field, which is Zone Airsoft here in Ocala.
Yep.
And we had a lot of fun doing that. The guys were great. All peace out to the squirrels that helped on both sides.
Oh yeah.
So, the Humvee, Johnathan, where did you get it? I mean, this looks pretty beastly. Where'd you get this thing, man?
Actually, a buddy of mine got it from an older couple he was doing work for through aluminum work.
Okay.
And the husband had passed away, and it was his. And she was selling a van, transit van, and the Humvee. Well, Scott really didn't want the Humvee, but he wanted the van, so it kind of was a package deal.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, I get a phone call, and he says, "Hey, I got a Humvee." I was like, "What do you mean you got a Humvee?" He goes, "Yeah, I got a Humvee. You need to come take a look at it." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep it or if I want to sell it." So I show up at his work, and he shows it to me. I'm like, "Oh man, that'd be so cool to have." And he goes, I said, "Yeah, but I don't know, money wise, maybe not."
Nah.
He goes, "Well, okay, in that case, here's the keys. Go just move it for me because I got to pull our trucks in." And then of course I go out and move it, and I'm like, okay. So I walk in his office and I said, "Hey, you're an ass." And I said, "Now I got to have it." So we worked out a deal, and I came home with it.
All right.
So it's great.
So what was the wife's first impression when she saw it?
She's like, "You bought what?" What do you mean? I was like, "Come out and see." And she goes, "Holy shit."
This is awesome.
Yeah, she's like, "What are you going to do with that?" I'm like, "It's for airsoft."
Right.
It's
That's dedication.
cool.
So, I'm guessing you weren't really looking for something like this then?
No, always wanted one and thought it'd be cool, for the field, because we've gone to what we call MILSIM events.
Okay.
Like here at Wayne's World, I've been here for like 13 years, and I took over from someone else who ran the airsoft part of it out here.
Gotcha.
And so Wayne's World has had me here for 13 years, so we share the field, and we go to MILSIM events, and they actually have Humvees. Some people have some fields have Humvees, tanks.
Gotcha.
And really neat stuff. So
Tanks, wow.
to be able, full-fledged tanks. Of course, there's rules
Yeah.
of engagement and stuff you can do around them out on the fields and for safety.
Okay.
Because obviously, if like little Timmy runs in front of this, you might not find him later.
Yeah, right.
But so there's rules and regulations and everything. So, but for our field to have one, I mean, just that alone has brought more people to the field, and we hope to do more videos and stuff out on the field with groups of people and everything, and we get people that want to take photos in it, and it's just
that's awesome.
cool to have. And eventually we'll want to get it labeled with Warzone Airsoft, and we're thinking about trying to go to other fields like once a month.
Gotcha.
Maybe go out to other fields just to show it off and have people
So is this very attainable? Can you buy one of these here in Florida? I mean,
They
to the
have
public, or?
they have military auctions.
Uh-huh.
There's online auctions that you can go to find parts. But there's I can't remember the name of it, but there's one that's real popular. It's up in Georgia. Of course, that's where like Fort Benning, Fort Bragg, and all some of the military bases are. And yeah, they have auctions. They'll take certain things out of the Humvee.
Gotcha.
Some of them will be running, some of them won't.
Gotcha.
So
it's basically a public auction that they do.
yeah, the only bummer part is Florida, which I don't understand, is one of the retirement states, and a lot of ex-military are retired in Florida.
Yeah.
So you would think, hey, this would be a cool thing to have, But when I got it, the gentleman had a regular tag on it for regular driving.
Gotcha.
But they have changed the rules since then. So now Florida is one of the states where the only tags you can get on ex-military vehicles is restricted tag.
Restricted tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it says decommissioned
Gotcha.
vehicle, and so I can take it to public displays, events, parades, out here, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But as far as like a daily driver to go pick up the kids,
Nah.
you're really not supposed to.
So
But hey, you're going to an event.
right, just passing by.
Yep.
So this vehicle right here, do you know the past of it? Was this ever deployed?
From what I've been told, because it's like I take it to car shows, and that's where I met you guys. And I had one guy's Navy, he worked on these, and he is like, hey man, can I look at it? I'm like, sure. I think he's just gonna look on the inside. Oh no, he'll pop the hood. He's telling me all this stuff, getting underneath it and everything, and telling me this. And then, from my understanding from almost every military person I've talked to, is it has been deployed somewhere because the in-state, the in-US Humvees don't have the armor plating holes.
Oh, okay.
And the owner, the actual owner, they had the plates, but they did an estate sale.
Gotcha.
So someone else got the plates that actually came with it. They had the ones for underneath, and then they had the ones on the side. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to acquire them fast enough.
Yeah.
But we have the actual, it was in the Marine Corps. We actually have the unit number on it. And the best I can do is I have some of my friends that are either just out of the military or still in the military that are trying to track down the history, because I'd like to make a plaque.
Yeah.
So when you go to car shows, the plaque of just saying, hey, it's an American general, they made them back in, 84, deployed in 85. Other than that, that's kind of boring. I'd like to, even if it didn't see too much action, just to find out where it is.
Yep, just
because who knows? I mean, I've seen people that have gotten these, found out the history, and then actually the people that actually rode in it contacted the person that had it and said, hey, I'd like to see it again, or so I'd like to find out where it went, where it was.
So what kind of reinforcements do these things have? Because these are made to take a beating.
Yep. This is, of course, the lights were changed by the owner to LEDs, but they're factory fit LEDs. He changed the rims and tires because the original rims and tires, if anybody's been in a Humvee knows, they are very uncomfortable. So, but they have what they call run flats, so it's these large chunks of like rubber inside that are mounted actually to the rim. So if it does go flat, it actually still running on it. Suspension wise, this is the M1123, and it's what they call the heavy transport. So they actually have, like originally I found out this was a hard top, not a soft top. So they changed that. They changed the hard doors, because when they took the armor off, he changed it all. But there's there's a medic pod, communication pod, survival pod that actually fits in the back of the Humvee. It also can do all the heavy weapons. If it was still the hard top, they have the gunner's tower. And so they have a heavy gunner, the anti-tank, the missile. I believe it's I can't remember the name of it now. And of course, me not being in the military, I just don't know all the lingo. But it was heavy weapons and heavy equipment and heavy troop transport.
Gotcha.
So this one itself weighs about 5,500 pounds, 5,480. But it can hold almost its weight. It can hold up to 4,500 pounds, so a little over 2 tons.
Gotcha.
But I mean, you can just tell by the suspension.
Yeah.
It's all independent
It's
suspension all the way around, but the springs are like the size of a Mack truck.
So, speaking of Mack truck, what kind of engine does this have?
It has the 6.5 liter V8 diesel, non-turboed.
Non-turboed.
So it's pushing at about 160, 170 horsepower, about I think it's around 280 torque. Transmission is on this one, it's the 3-speed with overdrive. Transmission on this one. Some came with it, some came without it.
Gotcha.
And then since it's not the turbo, people are like, oh, you see Humvees on the highway going, like 65, 70 miles an hour. Well, that's the turboed ones. This one, top speed, I mean, it pegs out probably about 60. I keep it about 50.
Okay, gotcha.
55. Don't want to blow it up.
Yeah. So, what other options did it come with?
You had the 6.2 diesel, and it also had a 5.7 V8. And those were all, the diesels were all either turbo or non-turboed.
Gotcha. The interior, is it original?
As far as I know, 3 of the seats are, I mean, they're all original style military seats. The only one they changed out was that one.
Oh, okay.
So it's blue versus the green.
Gotcha. I mean, it looks great, man. And I know you got a big field out here, so is there any chance that we can take it for a ride?
Yeah. Anytime. That'd be great.
All right, let's do it. Well, I appreciate you taking us on this thing for a ride, man. Wow.
Yeah, hope your back's good.
Right. So, I know that you told me that these were pretty reinforced and whatnot, so these are meant to take like a good blast underneath, huh?
Yes, as long as it's got the armor, they can withstand quite a bit. But like I said, it's a troop transport and like faster vehicle than, like, say, a tank or a heavy transport.
Okay. So, we're really getting through here. So, I'm looking at your instrument gauges and everything and all your buttons. This looks like really old technology, but kind of like, I don't feel it's old, but it's got that old new look to it.
Yeah, it's actually come to find out that, if there's it's all mechanical, so there's no electronics.
Okay.
So what I found out is that, hey, if there's a nuclear blast, you need a ride, give me a call.
Okay.
Because it'll keep running.
Okay, so it has no circuits to
Yep,
fry?
No circuits to fry, no electronics. It's a 24 volt system all the way around. So yeah, they're made to take a beating and keep on ticking.
That's great. So next time I know if there's any kind of blast going on that we need to run to the hills, I'm hitting you up.
Pick you up one.
Right. So when you're at car shows, because like we mentioned, we met at the car show. Do you get a lot of ex-military guys coming up and reliving or?
Oh yeah, it's I get, like, when I first got it, I sent my little half brother Paul an actual photo of it, and he goes, "Yep, got blown up in one of them."
Oh man.
And but at the car shows, I mean, I didn't have the pleasure of being in the service, but hearing people in the service, their stories and what they've been through is pretty insane. I mean, they tell you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and they don't hold nothing back. And talk about where they served, and I had one guy, he was in the Navy, he worked on these, and he said, "Hey, can I take a look at it?" I said, "Sure." Well, I thought he was just gonna look on the inside. He popped the hood, he brought his son over, he goes, "See, son, you gotta do this needs to be changed," and it was great. And he crawled underneath it, and he gave me recommendations on things. I was like, wow. And
nice.
The other older gentlemen come up and they go, "Yeah, I had to go see a chiropractor after riding in one of those things for years, because I said, "Yeah, I've learned that they are very not exactly comfortable to drive in." So one guy even told me, he said the base that he was stationed at over in Afghanistan the walls were made out of Humvee shells.
Oh, okay.
He said they change parts, one breaks down, they pull something off of another one.
Oh, okay. So they're always using those.
Yep.
No matter what. Either it's for parts or just to make a wall.
Yep.
So now, seeing that, it's not a pretty car, and it's not meant to be. It's meant to be rugged. Yes. I know there's a lot of people that like to paint them up and everything. Do you plan on changing it, or do you want the rugged look to it?
I want the rugged look. We might. I have to, of course, when I went to the tag office and everything, then I had to go to the DOT to have them inspected.
Yeah.
But I have to check the title because they're kind of strict. Usually they don't want you to change the colors. But if they have it listed as just camo, then as long as I stay within a camo pattern,
Gotcha.
I can make it any color. So we're trying to go for that neutral camo, possibly,
Uh-huh.
of the black and the black and the grays.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Wow, this place you guys got here is pretty big.
Yeah, it goes back for a while. It's I want to say it's 55 to 65 acres. But that includes the parking areas, of course. But the playing field's probably around somewhere between 45 and 50 acres.
Okay. So, like when you're driving this around, do you get people stopping you to take pictures? I mean, do cops pull you over to get pictures or anything?
I haven't been pulled over by a cop yet, but the DOT guy told me, he goes, yeah, if they pull you over, it's because they want to look at it. I was like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, just tell them you're going to an event or a public viewing.
Okay.
I was like, I'll keep that in mind.
Wow.
But it breaks a lot of necks. Just driving it to the airsoft field, to Wayne's World. I get people looking. I get people
sure.
in Jeeps. They have all the ducks in front.
Yeah.
Then I drive by. You ever seen the videos? Oh, big old spider. You ever seen the videos of where the people say, yeah, you're the life of the party until this guy shows up?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I feel like saying when I pull up next to a Jeep. Yeah, you thought you were cool till I pulled up next to you.
All right. So, man, I really appreciate the time you gave us.
Oh yeah, I appreciate. This is great.
And I'm sure I'm going to be seeing a lot more of you.
Definitely.
And so, everybody, if you like this episode, like and subscribe. From Johnathan to Danny, really appreciate you watching. See you later.